Hello there, and welcome to Corey Loses for the first episode of a brand new preview playthrough in a brand new mod. This is going to be our first look at Revan's Revenge, the KOTOR era mod by the Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic team. So we are going to be playing as the Mandalorians. We're going to be in the Mandalorian Wars Small Galactic Conquest, which is the first Galactic Conquest that we have mostly set up. But as a mod that is still very early pre-beta, this is going to be version 0.3 coming out in this release cycle. Expect bugs, expect a lot of stuff that's not finished, not thoroughly tested, not even partially tested. So we'll see a lot of that coming in, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of where the mod stands, a bit of what to expect. And like most of the Galactic Conquest that I do, or preview playthroughs that I do on the channel, a lot of this playthrough will be streamed live on Twitch. Tonight, there will be a recording session of the next couple episodes on twitch.tv/Corey Loses. That'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come and watch those become recorded live or ask any questions, that'll be the place to do it. I'll also be answering questions in the comments as often as I can. But we are going to get started. So you can see the Mandalorian UI here. Each of the three factions, the Sith, the Mandalorians, and the Republic, have a unique HUD skin. But we are going to take a look at our territory over here. So, this Galactic Conquest actually has two starting eras. You can start in the very early parts of the war, which is what we're doing. That's more of a playing as the Mandalorians kind of thing, where you start small like this and you build up. There's also a later start, which is more middle of the war, where it's an even footing kind of situation between the Republic, which is everyone else, except for this one hut planet over here, and the Mandalorians. So you control a lot more of this territory. But we're going to be starting off from our core little Mandalorian territory. We've also got Duxon over here and Basilisk in the core. So I think our first target is going to be Serja. So we are going to let that just run through so we get our heroes. Obviously, text not done yet. There's going to be a lot of missing text. I think Triton in particular has been doing a lot of that over the last little while. But not the biggest rosters in the first release. We have about 7 Mandalorian space units and 5 Republic units currently. We do want to get up to 7 for everyone. But one of the other things that I do in these preview playthroughs, as you can see, we have a ton of duplicates on the command bar. That is because people who are patrons, Twitch subs, or channel members here on YouTube are able to name a ship for the playthrough. That's not something that goes out with the release version of the mod. It's just a way for me to thank the people who support this channel directly and make it possible for me to have content creation as my full-time job. So if you're interested in getting a ship in this playthrough, there will be a link in the description on how to do that. But we have 4 heroes to start off with here. We will potentially get a 5th one later on. We have Mandalore the Ultimate. We have Canderous Ordo. Then we have 2 fleet commanders in Cassis Fett and Garen Borm. So Cassis Fett, I believe, has a Candosi, and Garen Borm has a Kiramud. Or it might be the opposite way around. So I'm going to hold off on them. You'll have to recruit them once the final version of the mod is out. But I'll hold off on using them for at least a little bit. And I did want to move us to hard. So I will turn on Cruel AI, which gives the AI some bonuses to its build time and build costs, or income as well. But I'm going to wait a little bit on that. So I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to wait till we have a little bit more established territory. We're going to jump into our first battle, though, over on Serja and take a look at some of our units.
Tactical battle imminent.
So we can see the enemy has an axe head, which is an uglier version of the hammerhead design. The axe head is basically a small carrier for the Republic, so they'll have some fighters there. This one we have It's Fine, is its name.
Choose your
I'm going to hold off on reading some of the names for now. I'm going to focus a bit more on the mod itself for Episode 1. Episode 2, I'll get back into the normal swing of things. We're going to put in 2 Jahaviers. So I do want to get people familiar with the ship types themselves. We got 2 Jahaviers. We've got a Shukular. Then we have a few of the regular Shadlars, which do have a fighter complement, and some of these smaller insectoid Shadlars, which have a bit more They're smaller, but they have some nice conchs. So then we also have some anti-fighter types. We have a Verjabuir,
Moving.
which will be helpful against the Axe Head carriers. And we also have the Altieri Corvette, which is also known as the Akinar. The Mandalorians did a lot of stealing, shockingly, from other factions, and we've basically come up with some additional Mandalorianized names for some of the units that they took. So the Altieri Corvette and Altieri Frigate come from that. But one thing that you'll notice if you are already a Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic player is that the garrisons on shipyards actually jump in on the defending forces markers rather than starting way back at the station and slowly moving their way up to an already lost or won battle. So that's something that we're testing out here as well as in the other mods, which does give us a chance to fight some forays and some hard cells. Alright, we need to... Oops, I need to actually select our Basilisk Riders. So the little fighters and bombers that we have here, they're actually Basilisks. So the Basilisk bombers are right there. They're pretty light bombers. But then we also have, if I can...
Roger that.
Oh, I need to unselect that. There we go. You can see the Mandalorians, very brave people, riding the Basilisk in space combat. One function, or one mechanic that we don't actually have set up in the mod currently, because we still have to make some decisions on how we want it to work, is point defense, which is where units are able to intercept enemy munitions. Yeah, I'm going to send you guys after the station, and then we need to get some of these over. So it's either going to be the defending forces marker for those, or the defense structure where they jump in, and I'm kind of leaning towards the defensive structure. But that'll be something that we test a lot more over the course of the game, or over the course of the race cycle.
Awaiting orders.
Alright. Without point defense, and without some of the per mod adjustments, the bombers are going to be pretty strong right now, it seems like. But again, you are going to be looking at a lot of very different stuff from what the end result of the mod is going to be, so expect things to change. Expect more things to change than to stay the same, probably. But we got our first victory there. I think right now those are half squadrons. We lost Cassis Fett's picket ship, we lost Early Shadlar, and we lost Humi. So this is someone trying to throw you off. That's technically a late Shadlar that they've asked to name Early Shadlar. Some real jokesters. Alright. Let's get together a few more of our ground units out of this. I'm just gonna put everything together for these first battles. And use the units that we've started off with. And I'll probably also queue up a few units. So on Altier, we're gonna build. What are the guns? We're gonna build Overrated Faction, Igloo Cats, Emparis, and Something's Bugging Me. I'll probably play around with the UI rows for the Patreon units so that they spread out a bit more. We can see a few more of the ship types. But here we're also going to get Mandalore the Feared. I will get Mandamore, Book of Mando, Mandalore's Watching, and Blame Canada. So those are all Akinars, or Altieri Corvettes. Then, let's see, what did we actually start with on our ground units? I'd like to build a few more. I might even build some extra structures. So I'm going to get a trade port on you. I'm going to get a trade port on you, because the trade ports give money based on connected planets that you control. So like Ares will only ever have 2. Altier could only ever have 3, but only has 1 right now, which is Ares. And Ordo could end up with 4 if we take Azure. And same with Mandalore, where it could have, well, it could only have 3. But beggars can't be choosers. So what I'd kind of like to do first is focus on taking Surja, Wayland, Thustra, Obra Sky, and Onderon. Get that core of planets together. So let's see, what do you got there?
Proceeding.
I'm not sure how many of the larger ships we actually have. So we have 5 of the Kiramuds and 2 Kandosis that people have requested, but these are the standard ones at the first part of the build bar. And it'll be a little while before we can actually afford those. How much are you being taxed? You're taxed 1. You are not taxed at all. I'm gonna... Mordo doesn't make that much money. Concord Dawn makes enough to be worth taxing. And Altair definitely does if it's not already. Alright. Then I think we're going to queue up Trek yet. It looks like the prerequisites for the infantry aren't set up properly. Because we can build them even though we only have a heavy factory. But what did I actually end up with? Let's see. We'll just do the first battle with whatever we had there. There are a lot of Mandalorian units that are... A lot of the vehicles that are kind of set up to either support the infantry, and then you have the kind of the basilisk types that are kind of their other main focus, along with the giant wheel tanks. But I think this should be enough, especially with 2 heroes, to take it on.
Invasion commencing.
They've got a Republic Command skiff, is what that fish-looking one was there. It looks like a helicopter, but it is a repulsor craft. It is not like a gunship.
Reporting. Moving out.
All right.
Choose your
So
reinforcements.
that is Mandalore the Ultimate. We've also got some artillery here, so I'm going to drop our artillery piece. I'm going to drop a transport, and we're going to get in some Neo Crusaders.
Moving out.
Another thing that I think Rhino did, which is mark the value of the landing zones on the overlay there. I do want to do a texture, not a texture, a particle that attaches showing it, kind of like it did in the base game, but without as much work. Because Keel Hall has been going through and doing different values on the landing zones. Used to be more standardized. Okay, there is one of the work-in-progress Republic ground units, the tank droid, which still needs a texture in the animations to be exported. But I think that's the only unfinished ground unit in the game currently. Let's bring in a Brawl APC. I meant to send you guys on the...
Artillery online.
Don't get caught on the
On my way.
artillery.
Reporting.
I meant to send them in transport, but... Oh well.
We've secured a data pad.
Fire. Roger that.
It's much easier killing tank droids when it's not 60 on 1.
Ready for command, sir.
There is... Okay, there's Candris. There is Mandalore the Ultimate.
Waiting your orders.
Back off. Back off.
Copy.
Okay, we're gonna get our infantry in there. The Brawl APCs need to destroy the stuff that's trying to kill...
There they are. Reporting. Blast them.
Ooh, don't like the Mantillions going off on him there.
Yes, Commander.
Right away.
Roger that. Pushing forward. Orders, sir. Form up.
Okay, let's destroy this, because this can heal them if it gets back.
Reporting.
Mandalore the Ultimate is not in any immediate danger of dying. That would not be a great way to start the Mandalorian Heroes.
I copy.
Okay, can we get more of those?
Awaiting orders. Copy. Assault in progress.
Alright, we really need to destroy them.
Attack. Give us a copy. Heading to coordinates.
And
Enemy sighted. Yes, sir.
Andrus, you can finish those off on your own.
Reporting. Engaging enemy.
There's our Brawl APCs moving back. The Brawl has a mix of anti-vehicle and anti-infantry, but these guys are only anti-infantry. They are primarily there for transportation purposes. Again, this is not necessarily the best ground army loadout that we currently have. I'm just using the starting forces on that.
Warm up. Open fire.
Leader reporting.
Alright, blow up
Moving out.
this little guy.
Awaiting orders.
Capture those. So on top of the
Copy.
uh,
Move out.
Yes, Commander.
I copy.
Bombing run available.
Ready for command, sir.
on top of the point defense,
Waiting your orders.
the
Heading
field
out.
bases are also not set up.
Roger that.
Up there, I'm not sure what's shooting.
Ready, sir.
We secured the landing zone.
Roger that.
Reporting.
Where are you,
Order
Mandalorian?
acknowledged.
Where are you, Canners? I
Commander.
thought you were closer to that one. Alright, maybe not.
Right away.
Form up. Form up.
We need
All
to
round.
stop that from dying.
Order,
Not
sir.
the worst thing.
Moving to that area, sir.
Support order acknowledged.
Reporting.
I'm not going to use the bombing run because I'm not 100% sure if that's been set up with the new bomber.
Attack that target.
Support order acknowledged. Impact position.
I'll probably test that between episodes before I end up using it. That artillery is really saving us here.
Attack that target.
Ready.
I
We
copy.
lost a
Reporting.
pad.
Alright, there's Canderous.
Attacking target.
Yes, sir.
Really wish I'd brought some basilisks or something.
Roger.
But I think we're doing okay. We got through the garrisons.
Fire at will.
So I don't think there's too much left. Oh, there's another tank droid coming.
Attacking. Targeting.
Ready. Fire at will.
And is there anything? No, that's just water.
Awaiting orders.
Still protected. Alright.
Reporting in.
So yeah, much like Fall of the Republic, the
Let's
base
move out.
game
You're ready.
structures are going to probably be there for a little while. In space, you probably noticed the Golans, which are definitely not from this time period.
Yes, Commander. Attacking. Targeting. This way.
But those will eventually get replaced.
Firing.
What I would like to do for the first release is get like one new set of space defense structures. So even if it's not like all the same set, then we at least have something from the time period done. So if everyone has to use like the Mandalorian space structures for a while, or use the Republic one for a while, whatever, and that all ends up being that part is not planned out that much yet, then that'll be fine. And then we'll work that out over time. Like Fall of the Republic is getting to the point now where the Fall of the Republic specific structures are starting to be a higher priority, or will be a higher priority in the upcoming versions.
Engines to full.
And Revan's Revenge still needs a bit more of that base work done first. Alright, Surja, what's your base credit income? Speaking of base, that is 150. So you're going to be a good place for a tax agency. This is going to be confusing, trying to do Mandalorians and Maldrude at the same time. I'm just going to call them the Crusaders. Otherwise, I'm going to overwrite a save at some point, and I don't want to overwrite a save. That would be actually kind of bad. So, sorry, I just tabbed out for a second to make sure everything was recording properly. I started, the first time I tried to record this, I did like a minute of talking at the start and hadn't turned on my microphone. So I'm just getting a little paranoid about that. Alright, I'm gonna move you guys over to start another fleet there.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
And I would like to get a Kandosi or a Kiramud before too long. I'm probably going to end up with a Kiramud soon and a Kandosi. That's going to be a longer term situation as our biggest ships. So they're still only like 10k. So yeah, 6,700 on them. We don't have any discounts from any economic heroes right now, but I do need to spend 1,000 on you, and I'm going to get a station as well. I want the station right now. Oh, I might actually hold off on that for a little bit. Concord Dawn, we're getting the mine. Basilisk, you already have a mine, or a tax agency, not a mine. We're mostly just going to have to hope that we can hold off on Basilisk or hold on to Basilisk without it getting taken. Maybe we'll get a Shadlar or two. We'll do that on Concord. We're gonna get early
Constructing
Shadlar,
unit.
late Shadlar. Actually, that one just died, so I'm gonna leave that for a second. We're gonna get Jacob Van Heemskerk.
Vehicle in production.
We're gonna get I Regret
Constructing
Everything.
Unit.
And then those should be some nice extra force.
Cruiser ready.
I'm gonna move these guys to this side. We kind of want to try to build up a defense force over here and another fleet to be active over there. I'm gonna put
Cruiser ready. Dreadnought
you,
cruiser ready.
our Tagorian Mandalorian, protect on there, and you're gonna protect on Porto. At least join those fleets, because we're gonna kind of go this direction. And Thustra is, I think, our best bet for somewhere to go now.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
Right, and we'll use some of our next money.
Construction complete.
I actually do kind of regret everything, because I should have used some of that money on another ground vehicle. So we'll get that one finished. And I think we are going to come over. Okay, so they actually did just take the only Hutt planet, the only third-party planet. I'm very scared to turn on rule, but I think we're gonna swap places, and we're gonna try to go into Thustra. Should really, you know what? I'm gonna use our Candosi for this. I'm gonna throw Cassis Fed into a fleet. I won't rely on him too heavily early on here, but I do want to just use it because it's a nice model that you get to see for the first time. May as well use one of the big ships in the first episode. Okay, we got the weak roll over here,
Tactical battle imminent.
and they have a stalwart, so it's not a pushover. Level 3 station, which is going to be a goal in 2. No, a goal in 1. I forget if it's I think it's the Fall of the Republic scaling for the stations. No, goal in 2. TR.
Choose your reinforcements.
Let's throw in Cassis Fett. So Cassis Fett has the Kirma.
Moving.
I made a mistake in what I said. This isn't a mistake. Him having it isn't a mistake.
Heavy cruiser
So
standing
let's
by.
get you
All ahead.
there. And we are going to have the garrisons from a heavy frigate shipyard jumping in on there as well. So we're going to
Engines to
throw
full.
in our Jahaviers. We'll put in some of the Shadlars on
Engines to
that.
full.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Moving.
Our Shukilar.
Engines to full.
And then
Reinforcements cancelled.
I'll get
All ahead.
some of the anti-fighter in position.
Engines to full. Moving. All ahead. Engines to full. Moving. Captain
Again, for the next episodes, I'll start reading the names more.
cruiser ready.
But just want to
Cruiser
focus a little bit more on the
Captain
mod specific elements for this one. Alright, we need to stop these bombers. The Republic Heavy Bomber back there is going to be doing some damage to our Kiramud.
Ready. A-Wing squadron reporting.
And just send you guys for the station.
Watch your 6. A-Wing here. Attack. Rendezvous at Mark 6.1.
Alright,
Hold on.
Kiramud on that.
Increase to full throttle.
Mandalorians have a few of the big boys.
Turbo releases.
Increase to full throttle.
Dreadnought cruiser
Stay in
ready.
attack formation.
Engines to
Stay in
full.
attack formation.
Fire for effects.
Yeah, I think our bombers are going to be able to handle that on their own.
I'm in range.
And
Firing turbo
let's get the
releases.
Jahaviers and the Shukilar
All guns
on this guy.
Dreadnought cruiser ready. Firing turbo releases.
Alright, there we go. Basilisk, can you stop the bombers?
Heavy cruiser standing by. Captain here. Dreadnought cruiser ready. Heavy cruiser standing by. Fire for effect.
Okay, we've got their garrisons down. We did take a lot of damage on Cassis Fett. It's not like I'm trying to avoid using them because they're like mega OP. They're just pretty strong compared to what we're going to run into for the first few battles on these. While the Republic builds up.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Begin attack on the torpedo.
Now we can get out of there. I think I need to grab some of you.
Attack that target.
Still come back here. No, we got him. We got him. Never mind. We still had enough anti-fighter back there.
Falling back.
Alright. I think with our
Attacking target.
first battles out of the way there, we got 2 good space battles in. We got a new planet for ourselves. We did lose Mandamore. Not Mandy Moore. But I think we're going to leave it there for our first episode. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed your first look here at Revan's Revenge. Once again, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/CoreyLoses, I'll be recording the next 2 or 3 episodes. They'll go a little bit longer, show off a bit more of the ground roster in particular, and answer any questions that people may have live. So, hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. And I usually say I hope to see you next time, but I already said that. So, bye.